What's up guys, it's Lee and you're watching Simply Smarter Income, helping you to start, build, and grow a successful online business. Today I'm going to cover 7 reasons that are probably the reason why your blog is not making money like you thought it would. So if you really want to know how to identify what those reasons are and also some tips on how to fix those problems, make sure you stay tuned and watch this video until the very end so that you know how to fix those issues. If you're new here, my name is Lee and I've been making money online since about 2014 or so. In the past, I've run a successful subscription box company and currently I run 2 niche websites and 1 blog. So I kind of know a little bit about what I'm talking about. And so I just thought that this will be a great topic for you guys, especially those of you who are not making the kind of money that you thought you would. I know I've been there and I've been a bit frustrated along the way as well. So hopefully this video will be very helpful for you, so stay tuned. All right, so number 1 is that you don't know who your target audience is. So what I mean by that is that when you have your blog, you are writing posts, you're writing articles, things are, going great, right? You're probably really prolific on that keyboard writing posts, but one of the issues that can often be a problem is if you don't know quite who your audience is. So what I mean by that is that you're writing articles and you're writing posts about things that maybe your audience does not really care about. Maybe it's not that important to them, but you think it is for whatever reason. And so you crank out several articles and you crank out lots of different posts, but for some reason it's not getting that traction that you thought. Or maybe people who are subscribed to your email list are getting your blast about your new article, but they're not clicking it or they're unsubscribing. So those are signs that you're not connecting with your audience, right? So one of the things that you really should focus on is thinking about and brainstorming who your audience is. What does this person look like? Think about, what type of job does this person have? Where does this person live? What's their gender? What are their interests? What might lead them to find your website? If they are interested in what you're blogging about, what are some other things that they're interested in? You need to sort of brainstorm and think about that ideal person, that ideal audience member, so that then you can keep that person in mind as you create those posts, as you write those articles, and when you send out those email blasts as well. And some of the ways that you can fix this is, again, brainstorming. Number 2, you can also send out an email, maybe a little quick survey or a short poll for your audience or for your email list as well to find out some things that they might be interested in or some things that they might actually like. So that's one tip for you. Okay, so number 2 is pretty high up on the list, but this is just basically considering you're doing everything else right, and that's that you don't have a very good monetization strategy. So there are several ways to monetize your blog. And so one of the things that might be happening with your site is that you are not taking full advantage of that monetization strategy. Maybe you're not doing everything that you can be doing to bring in the income that you need for your site. So for instance, if you have good traffic, every month, let's say you're just getting, 10,000, visitors per month, right? It's not a ton of people that you're getting, but you can do something with that traffic and there's a way you can monetize that traffic, right? So you need to be taking full advantage of things like affiliate marketing. If you can have ads on your site, you need to be taking advantage of that. You need to be taking full advantage of an email list as well. So if you don't have an email list or a way for people to sign up for an email list, that can be a big piece of the pie right there as well, because the people who are on your email list are folks that are truly interested in what you're talking about. And so if you're completely new to blogging and you don't really know what affiliate marketing is, I actually have a video on affiliate marketing. So I'll leave it up here and also in the description below for you to check out after you finish watching this video. But in terms of how you can fix this issue, well, obviously you need to learn whatever you can about affiliate marketing, about blog, about ads, about other ways that you can monetize your blog. And so you need to look and scour the internet, scour YouTube, find as many videos, as many articles as you can, and immerse yourself in it and really try to understand the marketing and the thought process behind how you have your blog set up and how those visitors are, making their way through your site and what you can do to improve your click-through rates and how successful, your site's going to be. So those are some quick tips right there for you when it comes down to that one. Tip number 3 is that your blog is not unique. And so What do you mean by that, right? I know you're like, oh my God, wait. So of course we all want to think that we're unique. We all want to think that we're special and that we have something great to bring to the table. And that actually might be true, right? But you need to take a very close look at your blog and really decide and figure out, is your blog special in the space that it's in, right? And so what I mean is that obviously there are competitors, right? There's competitors in just about everything that we do. When it comes to a blog, there are definitely competitors out there. So you need to identify who your competitors are. And so what I mean by that is that your blog is just like every other blog out there. It's nothing special. They talk about the same things that you do. There's nothing that really stands out. Your blog has to have that special sauce, right? There has to be something unique and something different that you can offer your readers that other sites don't. So what can those things be? Well, those things can be, maybe you have a video component to your articles, right? So every time you have an article, maybe you have a little video that people can watch instead of reading the article, right? Maybe you have a little podcast where you are basically talking about that same topic for a blog post that you have. Maybe you have giveaways. Maybe there are special sponsorships that you have. There's a lot of different ways that you can make your blog unique. And so that's going to be up to you in terms of what you can brainstorm. But how do you fix this, right? How do you fix this? Well, I think that one of the first things that you need to do is you need to do some research in your niche, and you need to see who your competitors are, and you need to look at what are they actually doing? What is it that they're offering their audience that maybe you are not? And basically take that information, brainstorm a bit. If there's some things that they're doing that is fantastic and that's something you can definitely implement without too much stress or strain, definitely implement those things. I don't mean to copy, but I mean, if there's something that is a no-brainer, you should definitely be doing it. And then think about what you can offer that is unique. What can you go above and beyond that other competitor, and go ahead and start to implement that. And that's a process. It's not something that's going to be overnight, but you need to brainstorm and start to think about it. And I think that you should also periodically check in on your competitors as well and make sure that you're not behind the 8 ball or you're not missing something that you should be on top of as well. So number 4, and I think this is a big one, is that you're just not consistent with your blog, right? I can go on and on about what that means, but you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. You're not writing and publishing articles on a consistent basis. Maybe there's a span of like a month or two where you maybe write about 6 or 8 articles at best, and you feel really good about it, but then you get caught up with work or with life, or you just lose your passion for a moment, and in that time in between, there are articles that aren't being written and articles are not being published. And so that's an easy fix, right? Be more consistent, find ways to be more consistent, find ways to be more productive as well. And what you'll find is that your readers will appreciate it because they'll know and expect when you're going to have an article coming out. Your email subscribers will be delighted when you are emailing them and letting them know about a new piece that you put together. And then all in all, Google really loves consistency. And so they're going to like to see that consistent flow of articles coming from you. And that's going to really help you out on the search engines, which is going to help you with more traffic and things like that as well. All right, so reason number 5 that your blog is not making money is because you are not focused. And what I mean is that not necessarily you, right? So you might be super focused on your blog. You might you might eat, breathe, and dream your blog, right? Like that might be your life. But what I mean is that your blog does not have a focus. And so what I mean is that when it comes down to a blog, it's very important that you niche down. You're very specific about what it is that you're talking about. So you have a very specific audience that you're targeting. It's very easy to get caught up in sort of broad topics, right? Really broad topics and ideas and things like that. They're great. And they're actually a lot of times easier to write about than something that's more niche. But the thing is that when it comes down to your blog, unless your blog is super duper big, it has a lot of traffic, writing about really broad topics is not going to be beneficial to you because broad topics are going to be very competitive, and everyone else is writing about those broad topics and they're super popular. But what's not going to be as popular is going to be something that's niched down and very focused. It's in a very specific lane. So how do you fix this problem, right? Well, you do what I just said. You basically make sure that you niche down and you stay niched down when it comes down to your blog and any articles that you put out and anything you talk about on your blog, that it stays within that specific niche. As your blog grows and you gain more traction, you become more popular, you can throw in those more wider, broader sort of topics at times, if it makes sense for your blog. But you just want to stay very narrow focused, and that's how you fix that. Number 6 is it's something that I gotta bring up, right? Number 6 is that the niche that you're in is probably not profitable. Okay. And so I know it's going to be really hard to hear for some of you, right? And so this is a time for you to sort of evaluate what's happening with your blog and what your niche is and things like that. But you could very well be in a niche where people don't want to spend money, or they're not going to spend money because of the actual niche that you're in, the topics that you're in. If you're talking about, frugal spending and penny pinching and, finding the cheapest coupons and all this stuff like that, or something similar. That's just kind of what I thought about at the top of my head. Well, it's going to be more difficult for you to, it could be more difficult for you to actually monetize that site in some ways, right? Now, it could get very big and you get a lot of traffic, and maybe monetizing your site through ads could be your strategy. But you just have to think about the niche that you're in. Are people in that niche spending money? Do they want to spend money? Are there products tied to that niche? Are there services tied to that niche? What is it that they are going to want to spend their money on? What can you motivate them to, or help to sort of guide them to invest in or purchase, in that particular niche? So think about that. Now, how can you fix that? Well, you have to do some research. You have to really think about and focus on what your niche is. And you might initially thought like, hey, I think this can make a lot of money or whatever. And that could be true, but you maybe need to reevaluate what your niche is, brainstorm, think about, look at your competitors, see what strategies they might be using to make money or to monetize their site. If you see a lot of other sites and they're not monetizing anything at all, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of angle or special way that you think they're monetizing their site, there could be a good chance that it's very difficult to do that with your niche. Not to say that's impossible. If you find a way that's unique, that's going to be great and better for you. But there is that possibility. And so you need to investigate that, be realistic about it, and then decide whether or not it's something that you want to continue to move forward with, because there could be a possibility that there's just not much money in that niche. Now, number 7, and there's so many different reasons out here, but I think this is a very important one. And number 7 is that you're not promoting your own products or services. And so what I mean by that is you have a great blog. It's fantastic. You're probably getting a good amount of healthy traffic and you feel great about it. But when it comes down to those monetization strategies, maybe you're getting some ad money. Maybe you're getting a little bit of affiliate income as well. But, it's just not making the kind of money you thought. It's just well below what you thought. Well, one of the reasons why could be that you're not offering your audience something special. You're not offering something that they want from you, right? Maybe your audience wants to be able to have some one-on-one consulting with you, right? Maybe they're looking for an online course from you because they want to absorb the knowledge that you have to bring to the table, right? Maybe you're not offering services that are very closely related to what your topic is, what your niche is, where maybe you can get those relationships and build those relationships with maybe some other services or other products out there and offer that to your audience, right? So there's so many different levels to this, but maybe you're not doing what they are looking for you to do is basically what I'm saying. And so how do you fix this? Well, what you can do is, again, this comes out to research, look at your competitors, think really hard and long about what it is that you have to offer and see where you could be missing the ball, right? Maybe you could just make a course, and it might take you a few months to put that course together. But when you do, maybe your audience will really, really be looking for that. And you can do like quick polls. You can ask questions. You can try to find out from your audience what it is they're looking for through other platforms on social media like Instagram, or, at the bottom of your blog post, or if you're on YouTube. There's so many different ways that you can ask that question to find out what people might be interested in. But let's say it is a course and they want to know and learn from you. Well, that course can bring you a considerable amount of income each and every month. And the great thing about courses is that you only have to put it together one time, and it's going to make you money over and over and over again as people absorb your content. Of course, you're going to need to keep it updated and things like that. But depending on what your niche is, it might not be something that you have to update very often anyway. So that's something you should really consider. I think that can make a really, really big impact. And honestly, out of everything on this list, I think this one is probably, it might actually be the most important one. So finding a way to offer your own products and services to your audience is a huge game changer, and it's something you should definitely consider. Now, I hope by now you found some value in this video, and if you have, definitely smash the like button for me, okay? This channel is new, okay? And I'm not getting a lot of love these days, so it would be really helpful if you just hit the like button. It's gonna make me feel a little bit better, make me feel like someone out there is watching this video, so go ahead and do that for me. And then also, if you really enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe as well. I make videos every Thursday on this channel, so definitely would love for you guys to keep coming back and watching more and more. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave those in the comments below. I definitely would do my best to answer each and every comment that I can. This channel is very small right now, so that should be very easy. So go ahead and leave that comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.